dude. That's it right there, mother. Damn it. What the? Checker flag.
Oh, so we're gonna tainting and we're not
Obviously
gonna...
another driver here.
Hello.
I just had fun with the
That was
soundboard.
like a mashup.
And then a little bit of Kim in there. With,
Good job, Chuck.
We're
Talking
gonna-
about, I don't even know what conversation that was.
Oh, we're going to talk about Tiger and not talk about tainting.
Oh, okay.
It was
Gotcha.
It was my gotcha moment
Gotcha.
with the Tiger stuff.
Tiger.
Who
El
did
Tigre.
not do well in the U.S. Open this past weekend. Not a factor. And he's taking a month off before the Open. The British Open.
The British
The real Open. And this is the Open of the show, and it's just us.
Hi.
Hi.
How
are you?
We have somebody coming. We're not going to tell you who
We
yet.
do.
But Ryan is coming back from Mother Russia.
I believe he is in Istanbul right now, presently,
Istanbul.
according to Instagram.
I didn't know he had to go there on the way back. Remember, he was going there on the way to Russia.
Yeah.
But I guess he
Well, I mean,
had to
if
come on the way
the
back.
connections they make there.
Yes.
You fly from Russia to Istanbul, and then you go to Istanbul to, I guess, whatever he fly next. And
But he did geotag his Instagram post, so he has officially made it out of Russia. He didn't get stuck there.
wish I had like a crowd cheering noise on here.
Yay.
Woo, yay.
I am excited to hear about his trip.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it. He is going pretty much from Istanbul to Sonoma, so that's why it's just us and our mystery special guest.
But we do have a guest.
We do. It's another comedian.
Oh,
I'm just going to tease it a little bit.
Them.
No, we're going to surprise him, but we don't know which comedian.
We don't.
No. Hopefully, it'll be a better. Got some comments on the Craig Robinson.
He's relatively local. Oh, you got comments on Craig Robinson? Yeah. What did people say?
Like,
I have stopped reading the Facebook and podcast comments because y'all are mean.
They're hurtful.
Y'all are mean, and I told you to channel your energy better. And I don't know if you've been doing it because I haven't been checking.
It's not.
I will say for every mean one, there's like 10 nice ones, or you have somebody in person come up to you and say,
right.
You make the show, or I loved this, or I liked that story.
Which I will pay you a compliment on the air. Well, I won't pay you a compliment, but there was a well-known former ESPN personality that did a interview for us for the upcoming Neil Bonnet documentary that said he watched your Off the Grid show.
Oh, yeah.
And he said to tell you that he was very impressed with it and really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I'll let you watch the documentary next Tuesday and find out which former ESPN personality it was.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
You
but
do?
There's a handful of them, actually.
There are.
Yeah.
There are. This guy's like old school NASCAR.
Yeah. I think I know who it is.
I think everybody can kind of figure it out at this point who that was. But I digress. I was going to pull up some of the Facebook comments from the Facebook group. About the Craig Robinson interview.
Oh, yeah. You can tell me those. I don't want to hear people bitching about...
A lot of people fast-forwarded through it.
Oh, no.
It's like, I skipped through it, not going to lie. It's like, really enjoyed Corey LaJoy.
Bless.
The Craig Robinson interview was awkward.
Well, I'm glad they enjoyed Corey.
Yeah.
What got circled there?
I don't know. Something got circled. Let's see. Yeah. Somebody circled in the Facebook group. It was Kimberly Hall pointing out that Discount Tire, Ryan Blaney and his
we did. Whoever runs the Discount Tire social media handle said NASCAR's Glass Case of Emotion did a great interview with Ryan Blaney.
It's like, it's his
podcast.
It's his podcast.
Oh.
Yeah. Joke.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's good.
Okay, so they didn't love
down.
Craig Robinson.
They did not love Craig. Where is it? It's down here. It's because we posted the 5-minute clip from the podcast to YouTube. No, Facebook.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. I'm scrolling through all this stuff. And there's a lot of
y'all
just
post some random stuff.
They do. So Craig was a little too odd, but still pretty cool.
Was he more odd than what's his face?
Craig
Giant
was
fish.
Fans, which was more awkward, Craig Robinson or David Koechner?
Oh, Koechner, that's what it was.
We should put a poll.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that.
We should put a poll on Facebook, which I think we can do. I don't know if I can do it right now.
Which was more awkward?
Yeah,
because I had a lot of people text me about David and say, I don't know how you got through that. It was good, but I don't know how you got through it.
Well, that's kind of the same thing with...
Man, comics are a strange breed.
Well, and I mean, we do prepare for this stuff, but at the same time, you also got to take what they give you.
Yeah.
And
it's like taking an improv class.
Yeah.
You just gotta say yes and
yes and
yes and
which
run
that's
with it.
pretty much what both of those were.
100%.
Yeah. We did a little improv sesh.
Yeah, it's cool.
We're taking it on the road. It's a Glass Case of Motion improv tour.
Improv.
Sketch comedy at its finest. No? Okay. No.
All right, giddy up.
Anyway, Iowa happened.
A lot happened in Iowa.
Yeah.
We got a doubleheader because the weather didn't cooperate.
Did you see some of the photos that folks
Of
were
the
posting?
storms?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary as shit.
One of our number one glass holes, Brandon Igdalski, posted a photo on the Facebooks that looked just menacing.
Well, Iowa used to be a big supporter of the Glass Case. Remember they were the ones with like the first signage.
Yeah, on the wall. Yeah.
I don't think we've had as much love since then. But
well,
I know the change. There was a changing of the guard over there.
The love has changed, not necessarily with Iowa, but with the way the tracks are supporting now.
Oh, how are they supporting?
So you will hear potentially in this episode. I'm not sure which one, but we've got a couple of ad reads that you'll hear later from some of our friends.
I will say if anybody has been to the track and they use the Legend or the Fan Vision, there's now an option on the Legend / Fan Vision, whatever you want to call it. It is the Legend now, but people are still calling it the Fan Vision. I'm making sure I say Legend so that Racing Electronics does not get mad at me, but it's the Legend. There's an option in the drop-down list to watch Glass Case of Motion at track when you have a Legend.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, for some at-track entertainment.
I've actually had people come up to me and say that they've enjoyed watching the show.
Yeah.
It's like, that's pretty cool. That's cool. It's a cool place to be.
Yeah. So we kind of glossed over
the race.
All the things that happened at Iowa. So the truck race got pretty intense.
It did. You had, Austin Hill and Johnny Sauter incident.
Just taking shots at each other.
God bless America.
I thought it was great. I know we can't really condone fighting, but I like to see people with passion.
Yes.
And they were both clearly riled up. And that fans like that. And aren't we here for the fans?
We are.
Fans, did you like it? Did you like what you saw?
The only thing that, you kind of is when you're using the truck or the car to...
As a missile.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather condone like fist fighting?
Yes.
Okay. That was quick.
No. Take it out
Okay. As long as they don't
wrecking somebody.
As long as they don't get stopped, let them hash it out. Don't pull them apart. We've had this conversation. Crew guys, don't get in the middle of the fight.
I'm all for a love tap on the track.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you.
Johnny demolished though.
That's not a love tap.
Him on the one. He just kept plowing straight through him, kept going.
That's what she said.
That's
no, but hit him, let him know you're there, but then confront him, talk it out, or punch it out.
Don't F with Sauter.
No.
I think
has nobody learned this?
This is like a long-standing thing you should have already learned.
Yeah. Johnny Sauter.
He just got fed up finally with Austin Hill.
I wish I had his God Bless America sound from back in the day.
Oh, man. That was good. Yeah.
And then, the end of the race.
Oh, yeah. Ross wins, and then he doesn't win. Yeah. I think, is he going to appeal, though?
They are appealing.
Okay.
They are appealing that. I think it's Tuesday now. We're sometime when the podcast, after the podcast comes out, that the appeal will have happened.
Okay.
But the truth is, he can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, he already had a win.
But it was before he declared.
Oh, that
points.
Doesn't count?
I don't know.
That's a really good question. I actually don't know that I know that.
I think once, because he had declared for Xfinity and then declared for
I didn't
trucks.
Think about that.
So I think he has to win after declaring for the truck series.
Does he still get what would have been a playoff point, though, for winning that race, even though he hadn't declared?
For Iowa? Or
No, for the one before.
Again, I'm not, and I'd have to do research on that. Matt Strickert will probably yell at me for not knowing this off the top of my head.
There are a lot of things to keep track of. Right. And I would just like to say, most people, when you're hearing like analysts talk about it or people talk about it on shows like Race Hub or NASCAR America, they have stats people that have given them the information. It just doesn't come naturally always off the top of their head. So don't yell at us for not knowing off the top of our head what
there is
the situation is.
That's pulling up all the stuff from. Here we go. The NASCAR.com article might have the answer to the declaration of points.
So
But
Chuck is telling you to go to NASCAR.com.
Yeah. So he will have to win a race and finish in the top 20 to compete.
So it doesn't count.
Yeah.
That doesn't answer my question about does he get that bonus point, but
It doesn't say anything about the bonus
hey,
point.
there's Jonathan Merriman.
Yeah. He's talking about something else.
Is that live?
No, that's not live. That's a hit with the
okay. Brad.
M&R.
R&D?
R&D. We're at MRN.
M&R?
M&R.
M&R.
Menards.
Menards.
Yeah, we're getting in their plugs while he's not here. The Blaney plugs.
Oh, yeah.
Menards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he has to win, and I think that they can do that. They've proven that they can do that as long as the truck doesn't fail post-race inspection again.
What was too low?
Too low. And I believe that was the first time since like 1966.
That what?
That a win has been...
taken away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they more recently came up with that new policy.
Yeah, which put in place at the beginning of the year. Yeah. Brett Moffitt gets the win. Did you see their picture at the hauler? At their hauler?
No.
It's all of them in like street clothes and they're doing the victory lane. Woo!
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the appeal and then how Ross responds, because there are some more standalone races.
Yep.
That he's got a shot at. He's a good driver, friend of the pod. Glass hole. I
do like the new policy though, that if you get the win stripped, it goes to the next person.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've seen it. I think we thought we were going to see it a lot in the Cup Series, and we haven't yet. Remember at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
That's all they would ask drivers in the media center for like the first 3 races.
What do you think will happen?
What do you think will happen? And we haven't seen it yet.
Which begs the question, are we going to see it in Cup? We've now seen it in the Truck Series.
Maybe.
The precedent.
Now we've got a little taste of it.
But the precedent has been set.
Yeah. I like it.
So, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Strip those wins away.
It keeps all of us in the media on our toes.
On the toes.
Yeah. Just when you thought it was safe to leave the track, nope, you got to stay a little bit longer to bring you the news.
At least they're doing it at the track.
Yes.
The same night.
Yes. You leave the track, you know who won.
Yeah, it's great.
They were able to take their picture in front of the hauler, the Moffitt guys. The Moffitt gang.
I do feel bad for all of the photographers that do the victory lane photos that are like, well, got to scrap all these photos.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of B-roll that we can't use. Unless, he wins the appeal. I don't know.
Or you could use it and just like do some fun graphics where you like freeze frame and then a big X comes over it, or like it's really like daunting, like it's happy daunting music, and then like the whole thing turns black and white instead of color.
You slow it down. Yeah. Well, when we do the documentary in 20 years on the 2019 season.
Yeah. Or if Ross Chastain wins the championship, you still need the trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's
because is there footage of somebody talking outside the hauler about why it was stripped, like a NASCAR official?
Not at the hauler, but in the media center.
Oh, see, yeah.
Moran.
So you would play the victory lane, and then you would cut to that.
Yeah,
then you would darken everything.
I believe one of our NASCAR.com reporters got the footage of Moran in the media center talking about or a local affiliate. I'm not entirely sure who, but I synced it on the NASCARs.com, and you can go there and check it out to hear NASCAR's side of the story. And I imagine it will be discussed when we have an R&D talk back as well later in the week. So check back to NASCAR.com for all of your news concerning the Gander Outdoor Truck Series.
Outdoors.
Gander
Outdoors Truck Series.
Gander Outdoors Trucks Series. NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series.
NASCAR Game of Thrones series.
I really want to do the theme song to Game of Thrones right now.
Oh, well. But I'm not. So soccer.
Yeah, soccer. Oh, Christopher Bell didn't win.
Oh, yeah, Christopher Bell won the Xfinity race. Big 3.
And no, good job, Christopher Bell, on winning.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
Iowa is always
a surprise.
And dramatic, and stuff always happens. So take a cup race to Iowa.
Which, you've been to Iowa?
I have. I've been to the cornfields of Iowa.
You've been to the track? You enjoy the track?
I have not been to the track.
Oh, my God.
I went to a farm show in Iowa last year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And we told you how much it would surprise you.
I liked Iowa.
I do too.
Des Moines was awesome. They have a great art museum there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that's when I posted something and I got flagged by Instagram because some jackass that follows me on Instagram reported me for art.
You damn jackwagon.
It was the whole thing.
But yeah, fans, go to Iowa. There's another race coming up here in a couple of weeks. So
oh yeah,
head
that's
out
one
to
of those,
Iowa.
Those quick turnaround ones.
Yep. For the Xfinity Series. Yes.
Xfinity.
But you did mention the
soccer.
U.S. women's national team.
Kicking ass.
They are 13-0 against Thailand.
Which is amazing.
It was. I was wrong last week's episode. I said the last time we played Thailand, we beat them 6-0.
Oh.
And it was 9-0 the last time. Oh. And then this time we beat them
13. We broke a record.
We did.
And then Alex Morgan, did she break a record for like singles?
5 goals in one game.
Singles, yeah.
Let's just go ahead and give her the golden boot for the tournament.
Yeah. People were all upset and said they should have like mercy ruled it or like not played as hard. I'm sorry. You're there to play soccer. If you have the opportunity to score a goal, you score a goal and you cheer when you score. It's the World Cup.
This is America. We like winners.
I would also like to equate, 13 goals dropped on Thailand to like somebody winning in NASCAR by 2 laps.
Well, and we had to drop 13 goals because we had to score a goal for each of the original 13 colonies.
Yeah.
I mean, this is America. We got to go out there and say, hey, we're America.
Weren't like the last few goals scored by people who hadn't scored a goal, at least not scored a goal in World Cup. And so
you've got
that gives them
Alex Morgan scoring 5 goals in one game, which if you score 5 goals in one game, that is
badass.
Amazing. So like that. You said that at 10:24.
I love Alex Morgan. She still played for the Orlando Pride? She did at one point.
I'm not entirely sure.
Or
I don't.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I have failed by not keeping up with the National Women's League.
Is the Pride the women's team though, or the men's? Because it's the women's.
I think it's both.
Because it's Orlando City Soccer. I should know this.
Yeah, but she plays for the Orlando Pride.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
San Dimas High School. San Dimas High School football rules. And she's from San Dimas, California.
Oh, what are you? Do you have connections?
That's from
there?
Bill and Ted.
Oh, okay.
San Dimas High School football rules. All of the kids from a certain age will get that one. But no, so we had players scoring it was their World Cup debut, so they're excited.
Yeah.
And anytime you score a goal, that is an exciting moment. A lot of the controversy came from the fact that they looked like they were choreographed celebrations. So
what does that mean?
That the entire team got involved. I'm sorry.
It's the World Cup.
Yeah. So
people will always bitch about something.
Well, and my big hang up with it was, all right, 1992. We sent professional athletes to the Olympics.
I don't know why I want to say to the moon.
To the moon. We sent Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, like the dream team, Charles Barkley, Christian Laettner. Yeah, he was part of the dream team. All these other Hall of Famers, and then Christian
Debatable.
Laettner. He was a good college player, and that was coming off of back-to-back championships at Duke. So he was good, and I believe Coach K was a assistant coach back then. Anyway, we didn't say this about the dream team. And they were winning by 40, 60 points. And we're like, we're America. We're great at basketball.
We're America's team.
We're America's team. Our men's soccer team?
Yeah, it's the women. Oh, yeah. I got into a debate with someone about the men's soccer and women's soccer should have equal pay.
They should.
And the person, who I'm not going to call out by name on this, said no. The men bring in billions of ad revenue and the women only bring in millions, so they don't deserve to be paid as much. And I disagree. And factually, I believe that person is wrong because I believe last year the U.S. women's team brought in more money than the men's team. So, therefore, the women who have 3 World Cups. Yeah. Suck it, men's team.
Our men.
No, I would love to see the men's team do well, too.
I would, too.
Yeah.
But they lost 3-0 to Venezuela the other day. They're in the CONCACAF Gold Cup playing tonight, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Against Guyana. And I'm not sure that we're going to win. We should win.
I don't know. The argument was also that the pace of play is faster with men, and I disagree too. On the soccer side, maybe WNBA versus NBA, you could make that argument. But
I'm passionate about this one.
I like that you're on board with this.
This Women's World Cup has been one of the most exciting soccer events to watch because the whole world the women's game around the world has gotten so much better in soccer because more countries are investing in their women.
Yeah.
Like you've seen it around the world. So the competition's higher.
I think if they had always invested that much in the women probably could play the men's team and kick their asses. They probably could now.
I think right now
I would like to see the men's American team and the women's play each other.
I don't want to see that. I mean, I do, but I don't. Because when we played Chile and we won 3-0,
Chile,
we should have won like 6 or 7-0, but their goalkeeper was on point, just blocking things left and right. But that was like our second team. We played our entire lineup in the first 2 games. Everyone on that team, except for like the backup goalkeepers, got in those games.
Yeah.
So
good on ya. Also,
go America.
They're hot. Did you see the women's team in Sports Illustrated swimsuit? I don't know that the men would sell as many magazines.
Not only are they hot, they're hot when they're playing soccer.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to pull off.
Do you remember when What's-Her-Face, this was like years ago, and she got so much shit for taking her shirt off in the
Brandy
celebration?
Chastain,
Yes.
when they won the World Cup.
She had a sports bra on underneath. And people were like...
That is an iconic moment in sports history.
Remember how much controversy it caused?
Yes. Yet a man goes out there and takes off his shirt and
also,
nobody
she
cares.
had a sports bra on. It covers more than a swimsuit.
But you know what? When that happened, I was a kid watching that. Not a kid.
And you're like, that goes in my spank bank.
No. That was not my thought. My thought was, oh my God, that was an amazing goal. We just won. This is amazing. And I saw that as a pure celebration, not anything.
Yeah, sexual at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They play Sweden.
They do.
When will this
Thursday.
podcast have? Oh, okay.
They play
tomorrow,
Thursday, which will be probably so far that'll be our toughest matchup. The thing that sucks about going up against Thailand and Chile
is you get a little bit
complacent.
Yeah.
Because you're not like last time we were in the World Cup, we were in the group of death, the quote unquote group of death.
It keeps you on your toes.
It does. And now when you've got 13, you win 3-0. You win 13-0.
Who did Sweden play to start out?
They have played. I think their first game was Chile, and then they played Thailand.
Oh well, it could be a good match because if they're they've been playing the same teams.
But they're not as. We definitely put up a lot more on Chile, or not Chile. Thailand. They have the largest.
I don't think I looked at all the groups thoroughly.
Yeah, they have scored 6 goals to our 16.
Oh.
So,
Eek.
Yeah.
So then after we get out of this grouping, let's say we win, because honestly, I'm not good with the rules. I know it's a bracket style.
Right.
So Chile, whatever, and Thailand are already out, correct?
Chile could advance to the next round. Thailand probably will not.
Okay.
I think their they would have to win. They've
Let me
lost
see who
2.
else is doing good. Who else has won 2?
You've got the Netherlands, Canada, who are good. Netherlands are good. England and
Japan.
Japan's won 1. Italy's won 2. Germany has won 3.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, because they've already played.
In France. Oh, okay.
They played yesterday.
Yeah.
So we will play Thursday, and our games will run concurrent. So our game with Sweden is happening at the same time as Chile, Thailand.
When does this ultimately wrap up? Like when will the final game?
The final game will be the 7th of July.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We got some time.
Yeah. Well, because you get into the knockout round and you have to you got to take time off between the games to recuperate.
Get in those ice baths.
Yeah. We have clinched our spot in the next round. We just haven't clinched what our seeding will be and who we will play next.
Gotcha.
But those games next week will really separate the field because, we could get somebody like France, Norway, Spain, Germany. We're not going to go up against the top teams yet because you bracket it out. But,
cool.
The good chance that we will face.
Oh, is our guest here?
We will face Germany.
Oh,
France.
we have a different guest.
We have a guest.
Hi.
We're just rolling
Welcome.
in guests on guests on
This
guests
is
on
not
guests.
the guest we teased.
No,
I'm not.
Which is great. We we didn't tease who it actually was. We just said a local comedian.
Local comedian Steve Letarte joining us.
So I've been called a lot of things, but never a comedian.
Yeah. So you what'd you bring for us in terms of comic relief?
Did your button click?
Click it and click it. Now click it again.
Test.
No.
Yeah, I can run a button.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a media man. I know how to run the
You can
equipment.
share my mic.
Yeah.
You can have my mic and I
we
can
do it
share
like we're doing an
Chuck's.
interview. You could
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
So
Oh,
Steve,
God.
what do you think?
What do you think about this?
See, I'm really just running.
It might be up now.
Am I out?
No.
No.
Still broken. I was saying that I was just really just running. This is a fax. Oh, am I up now? Oh, I'm up now.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
man. Oh, boy.
Thank you.
I'm just glad it wasn't me.
Yeah.
So I was saying that I have been called a lot of things, but never a local comedian. But I appreciate that. Actually, the truth is I'm here to do another show and saw y'all in here talking. And I said, well, I'm just going to go crash their party.
We
That's
love
fine.
it.
We love it when people crash.
We love having.
We've had Blaney
Crashers.
crash the Sunday Money podcast before.
Oh, beautiful.
LaJoy's podcast.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I talk about two local comedians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is your man, Blaney?
He's in Istanbul, I believe, right
On
now.
his way back from Russia.
Are we sure he's going to clear customs?
He's gotten out of Russia.
First
so
step.
I feel that's probably the toughest.
Yeah.
What if they detain him in
Coming
whatever,
back.
Although,
wherever he
listen,
lands?
I don't know, though. When you get to the U.S. customs, and
That's what I'm
they,
saying.
you know, they're like, where have you been? Cancun, fine. Jamaica, fine.
They're
Russia.
like, Russia.
You can go into that room for a moment.
I
Does
can't wait.
his-
I hope he gets detained.
I was going to say, does his NASCAR status give him any, or are they just like, screw it, man? You were in Russia. You in that room over there.
I mean, when he walks in, does it strike you NASCAR? Because I don't
No.
think so, right? He's gonna have some flannel shirt on and long hair and this hat
Yeah.
of referencing something that no one in customs knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
It's going to be suspicious.
Oh, there's definite suspicion. There's no doubt.
I love it. I hope he gets detained and we get the whole story.
Oh, I'm looking forward
What
to
if he
it.
got detained so long he had to miss the race? Oh. I don't think they would detain him that long. What if they send him back to Russia?
You back to Russia.
Back.
Go back to mother.
Well, the whole question is he trying to sneak something into the you
Yeah.
know, like an artifact
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a, you know, just
You
just-
always answer no when they ask you, have you been given anything? Did you
No.
buy anything? No.
No.
Did you touch livestock? No.
It's like anyone
ask-
who checks west, yes. Hey, do you have a fruit? Pfft, no. It's my
No.
daughter's over here eating
Yeah.
an orange or
Any
something.
nuts? No.
No, absolutely not.
Well, I got to ask you this. You're wearing the NBC shirt. We're
Yeah,
heading
you
to
guys
Sonoma next week, and then you guys are coming back.
So I hope my bosses don't listen to this, but I'm ready to work. You know, it's been fun. It's interesting. So Gordon and I have this conversation a lot. So I'm jealous because he gets to the Daytona 500, right? That's one race I would love to call. He's jealous because we have the playoffs.
It's
So we
true.
get the playoffs and the championship. I think it's much tougher for them to start the year. So many new rules, new storylines, you know. That's their challenge. But our challenge is that the only people that'll be new in Chicago will be NBC. Everyone else will have been there the whole time. So this sounds silly, but you put the wrong crew chief with the wrong driver in the wrong car, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
dude, it's June.
Yeah. And you're
Right.
like, but it's my first race.
Yeah, right. So I've been to probably 6 in the first half.
I didn't think
Watch
about
them
that.
all and read a lot of stories, do our Monday night NASCAR America show with Burton and DJ. All that helps, but I'm ready to call live action. No offense to the studio crew, but you know me. I'm ADD enough. I need some
You're
live. I need
fidgety.
I need stuff
you need
happening.
action.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the track since, I think, Talladega, maybe.
Well, it's a while. People
And
are
I'm ready to get back.
unrelenting- Yeah, they're relentless in
Like,
terms
it's-
of if you make one slip
Oh,
up, they
listen.
jump down your throat.
I mean, I had Jeff Gordon in the 24 for a whole year, and then I had Chase Elliott in it. And you know, actually, the worst of all the cars is so I do Cup and Xfinity.
yeah.
The worst are the Penske Xfinity cars
Yeah.
because they're so inconsistent. Like, who's in the 22? You have no idea.
Yeah.
It could change. Like there was a Richmond race when it was Brad. I might even get it wrong now. It was Brad in like the Hertz 22 that should have been Logano, and I went 235 of the 204 laps with the wrong guy.
That's so great. It's bad when you have to do a truck race, which you guys don't cover the truck series, a truck race and an Xfinity or Cup race in the same weekend, and you call the trucks cars, and people are like, can you not see? And I'm like, come on. Like,
Those are the people I don't respond to. I'm like, if that's as creative as you can be with your criticism,
Yeah.
you don't warrant a response.
Yeah.
Trucks.
Yeah, right. Actually, because that's why I would be like, actually, they're not. Actually, it's the same tubular chain. And I would get so technical. They'd be like, okay, you've ruined it. And I'm like, well, I just,
Did you watch the truck race from Iowa?
How could you not?
Right? What did you think?
This thing was outstanding. Well, first of all, Iowa in itself is outstanding.
Amen.
The rain out, I know all the truck guys are going to yell at me, A+. Let's make it a doubleheader. Why don't we just book it as a doubleheader?
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we? Everybody keeps talking about this Cup IndyCar, who's going to go first. I'm like, how about we run them the same day? What a concept.
Amazing.
I mean, there's this thing, lights, scheduling. It'd be a good idea. So the doubleheader was great. And then who knew that the trucks, I was emotionally exhausted by the time I got the Xfinity race. I couldn't watch it. I mean, it was between the long shot winning and up until then, it was what trucks should be, I think. It was like a
rough and tumble.
It's like a 3 a.m. bar fight. It was great.
Trucks always put on a great show.
They do.
It's just some of the best racing out there.
But here, and everybody says, oh, it's the rules. It's not. This is what it is. It is the most budgeted field. That, in my opinion, that's the deal.
Yeah.
Right? It is from Kyle Busch, who probably has the most budget, I would assume, back through the field, KBM, I mean. There's just not the influx of technology and money. It's not an arms race. Right?
Yeah.
It's still kind of like racing. And I think that's why it's such good racing.
I think that's a factor. I also think, for the most part, the level of competition in terms of experience outside of like your veterans like Sauter and Crafton is relatively even compared to Xfinity and Cup, where you have just some really...
So Kyle Busch goes in the Truck Series and dominates.
Yeah.
Because he's that good.
Yeah.
I'm sure Crafton and Sauter, when they hear this, will be mad at me. But the simple fact is they don't run on Sunday because they're not as good as Kyle. But they're 10 times better than me, probably 100 times better than me. I can't drive. But your guy who's missing here, he drives on Sunday because he is a Sunday quality talent. Do I think there are guys on Sunday that could be outrun by Crafton? I do, and by Sauter. I don't think it's all the way through the field. But if you take the top 15 on Sunday, they are better than the top 15 on Saturday. And they are better than the top 15 on Friday. I mean, that's kind of the idea of the tiered system.
Yeah.
There are some experienced drivers that have been in the Truck Series for a while, but I do agree that the kind of the level of competition is equaler among all the drivers.
Yeah, it's way more equal. You get a bigger swing.
Can I say equaler? Is that a real word?
More equal?
Equaler?
It's more equal.
More equal.
I didn't go to college. Can I then say equaler?
Yeah. I mean, I think you can say it either way.
You
could go to college and still say equaler.
They pay for me to speak.
They do.
They do. It's crazy.
Anytime I flub a word just in regular conversation, I'm like, yeah, they pay me to talk.
So what I do, if I'm on the air, I just look at Dale and I just pray, because this is what happens. Nobody hears anything until Dale Jr. goes, what'd you just say? Like, come on, man. Why you want to treat a guy like that? Why you want to be like that?
Why you got to do that?
We were in it was the run height. I can't even do it now. We're in a training at NASCAR for active shooter training. And
oh boy.
Yeah, deep stuff. We had
I got the email about that.
DHS come in, but they have that run, hide, fight.
Department of Homeland Security came in for that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's a big tower.
Yeah. But we were talking about different stuff that you have to do, and I asked a question about the track, security at the track, and got this answer. But I tried to say run, hide, fight 10 times. And I went run, fight, hide, fad.
I will have to say, if that's going to be your call, like stop, drop, and roll, comes right off the run, hide, fight. Whoever came up with that should have.
Also, what? You run and you hide and you come back out and fight?
No. These are your options.
Oh,
First
those are
option,
options.
Run. Second option,
it's not a sequence of things.
Third option, fight.
Yeah.
I
think run and hide could go in tandem, though.
It could.
If it's me, it's hide, run.
Yeah.
I know my strengths.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think a big guy can't hide, but I really can't run, so I'm going for hide first.
I got a text that said you recently had a birthday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
40.
That's fine, because what did your cohort turn? 50?
Rick's 50.
Yeah, I was going to
happy
say
birthday, Rick.
Turned
so I was 40,
50.
and we went on a little trip with a bunch of buddies of mine, couples.
40's the new 30.
7 couples. Yeah. Yeah, well, I felt 40 after the trip, but I will say 40's hurt. It like I've always been the youngest on the team, youngest crew chief, youngest this, youngest that. Now I'm one of the 40's no good. Like I'm giving you all the warning.
Okay.
40 is no good.
All right.
Anybody who says it's no big deal, they're lying. They're lying because they're older. Anybody who's under 40, 40 is a big deal. It's no good.
So
it
it just hurts to get out of bed?
It just sucks. No one wants to be 40. 40's old. You can get away with stuff at 30. You cannot at 40.
My brother and sister-in-law are both 45, and they are young and fun.
What happened to me?
YNF.
I still think you can be young and fun. I just think, to your point, things hurt more.
Well, things
takes
hurt
a little bit more
things
time
hurt
to
more
right.
after like 28 in terms of like hangovers and stuff.
I mean, like 40. I'm telling you, look, you see this?
You're
There's
gray.
some
Oh, I've got tons of gray. I'm blonde. You can't see it though.
I know. It's
Yeah,
just
but
gray
So I'm just telling you, 40 was crushing.
People
40
turn
hurt.
gray like in their 20s. Eric Jones.
Hey, the best thing we ever did that was awesome is we went to an all-inclusive resort. So I'm not a big all-inclusive guy, but if you're going to go for a birthday party, so I'm going to tell a story about my buddy I play golf with. There's this little gazebo kind of out in the water, waist-deep water at this all-inclusive. And we go out there, we carry a little carry cooler, 6 or 8 beers. It's 4 guys. It's gone. Gone. So Dale Jr.'s there, and he's like, well, who's going to get more beer? Because now we're dry. We don't get back in the water. And my buddy Chopper goes, all right, I'll go get it. So he walks in. And this is no joke. So there's the coolers. They're not Yetis. They're like knockoff Yetis, but they're big, and they look like a Yeti. We look up, and first thing I see is the people on the beach that aren't with us, and their eyes are like this big. I'm like, what are they staring at? Like a shark? Like, what's the big deal? And I look, here's my buddy floating. What would be like a Yeti 65. Like this thing has got like, I don't know how many cases of beer in it, and he's floating it across the ocean. And,
just the middle of the ocean he was bringing
it
to?
was 200, 300 feet out to this gazebo, and he floated it all the way across.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was like an ape. And that basically was our birthday party in a nutshell.
I would have been scared that would have attracted sharks, like a large.
Sharks don't like beer. No
They don't
fact.
like beer. Listen,
Sharks
we weren't in
aren't a beer fan.
apparently the Carolina coast is where all the sharks are. So now,
People are getting bit every other weekend.
Lake Norman. Everybody says it's not the best, but there's no sharks. I'll take my chance with the catfish.
Wasn't there like
three-eyed catfish.
a rumor of like an alligator or something in Lake Norman at one point?
Listen, I paddleboard and saw some snakes.
Ooh, snakes are bad too.
I'd rather take on a shark. So what's the thing? Shark. So that's my question. You know all those stupid questions like hamburger, a sandwich, how would dogs wear things? So my real simple one is, everyone's afraid of something. So it's spiders, snakes, sharks. Alligator. Like, where's it go? Snakes are my number one.
Being in the water though and having like a creature be able to take advantage of, like,
Hit the bottom of your foot.
Gators probably, because lakes are always murky. Like you can't, like, if they're doing a sneak attack, it's literally.
Here's the thing: I can avoid gators. Like, don't get in the murky lake. The snake can bite my ass at the damn park.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was hiking over Linville Gorge this past weekend, and we're coming up the trail, and folks are coming down, and like, there's a rattlesnake up there about 50 yards off the trail. Just be careful.
The snake.
Be careful. That'd be like, all right, down.
I'll
Cool,
be like, I'm not going
thanks.
there.
Gravity.
Yeah.
A run-in with a snake isn't guaranteed to be a venomous snake or a biting snake. You are always gonna face a shark, typically, that's gonna bite, or a crocodile, a gator that's gonna bite. I think you have.
Have you ever heard the sound of a rattler hitting, like when that tail goes? Like when you're out on a trail. Yes.
Negative.
Oh, nothing sends a quicker like chill up your spine, and you're like, okay, quicker than that, because it just sounds like a baby rattle.
Well,
and you're like, why is there a baby out here?
I don't think any
Not
of
a
us have
baby.
been in the water where either a shark or a croc is like coming at you.
Okay, so I will say, I went on
if you're in like
vacation.
deep water and you like
Down in the Bahamas, you swim with these sharks, like the nurse sharks or something.
yeah.
And when your head's above water and they're swimming around, it's freaky. You're like, oh my God, I'm with sharks. These guys are going to bite me. The scariest thing I've ever done is then I thought it was a good idea to put a snorkel mask on, and I went like a foot under the water.
where you're like head to head with them.
And he's gone like this. He's coming at you.
Nope.
And I was like, back up on the boat.
I've always wanted to go cage diving with sharks.
Nope, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
I did hit an alligator one time with a golf ball. I was playing out at the beach, and he was sunning himself by a water hazard, and was right by the green, and it bounced off, hit him in the head. It was by the green. I don't think so. It was by the green.
Okay, all right.
There was this like little bottleneck that went right to the green.
I like how that was part of the.
Well,
like
because
he didn't even have
the
to
golfer
say it was
over
by the
here, he
green.
was like, I got to tell him where this alligator
by the
was.
green.
He's going to
Definitely by the
hit
green.
it by the lake.
Well, he ate the ball too, so
Oh.
I didn't know like how do you score that? Do you take a stroke
The mulligan.
Oh, boy.
for?
I would
an
just
eaten
take a
golf
par
ball?
and move on.
Yeah. Oh, we did. We went around.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Or do you get, a shot taken off, because that's kind of impressive.
No.
It's a
That's
gentleman's
good
game.
try.
It's a gentleman's game. You have to score it.
All right, well,
We got to let you go. You got to go on and do some.
Well, actually, I thought this was my next show that I got a text, but it was from my wife telling me that something's broken in my house. So that's never.
That's
Honey-do list?
Oh, boy, I just got done most of it.
Are you the
Does
guy
she
that
not know
does
I'm
it?
going back to work next week?
Oh.
Does she
Exactly,
not
yeah.
know? She does know. She has a few more. She has a few more days coming up.
Okay. So you do the work, not call somebody else.
So no, I do the work.
Okay.
I do the
I
work.
don't know.
All right, I do have to go, though. My next show's starting. Thanks for having me in here.
Hey,
we
and
appreciate
check
it.
out Fantasy Fastlane on NASCAR.com.
Yep.
That's right.
It is another podcast in the podcast family of NASCAR podcasts.
Oh, listen, all I do is talk. They pay me to do this, supposedly.
Boom.
I'll work on my English. Thanks for having
sir.
me.
Appreciate it.
And we're back
We're back.
from that lovely ad break.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we just had Steve Letarte on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. It's a good thing because we just found out that our guest we teased is not going to be here. We're not going to tell you who it is because he is going to come on.
He's going to come back.
On another episode.
Yeah.
He just was.
He has his own podcast. He's running around doing some stuff. So, things happen with scheduling
Yeah.
that sometimes.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
But at least we had Steve. So
We
you
did.
didn't have to just listen to Chuck and I.
Yeah. Which, I felt like we did a decent job
I think
today.
we did a good job. I don't think we gave Ryan enough shit because I feel like when you're gone, we give you shit. When I'm gone, you guys clearly give me shit. I don't really feel like we gave Ryan any shit.
I mean, we can give Ryan shit.
Ryan.
What do you want to give him shit for?
Ryan. I don't know.
Does he smell funny?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I don't ever get close enough to smell him.
Ryan, I miss your musk.
Ryan.
When all this is done, Ryan, we should get an apartment together. We should
God.
move in. No, it's from it's David Koechner's Champ.
Yeah.
It's like, we should totally get an apartment together. I miss your musk, Ron.
Oh, dear God. I like how I'm looking at the chair like he's not here. Hello.
She's longingly looking at the chair like,
Hi.
Ryan, come back. Come back.
What can we give him shit for?
I don't know.
His time management skills?
That's a thing. That is a thing.
He is 25, though. So.
Yes. What were your time management skills like at 25?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is he? I think he's 25.
No, what were you doing at 25?
Is he
What
25?
What was 25-year-old Kim doing?
At 25, I had relatively just moved to Charlotte. Maybe I'd been there a year. I was cheering for the Panthers.
Cheering for the Panthers?
Oh, I forgot to turn my
Ding.
thing off.
Cheering for, that was telling you were
I
correct.
bought my first house at 25.
Oh, wow.
I was a go-getter.
Nice. I was finishing college because I had failed out. So I was not a go-getter.
Wait, you were finishing college
I was
at 25?
graduating. I took a year off.
That's okay. I
Yeah.
feel like you need to take a year off.
Yeah.
People shouldn't start college at 18.
No.
You should have a mandatory year off before you're even allowed to enroll in college.
And you have to work that mandatory year off.
To work or to travel or to just...
Or, in Germany for a while, they did compulsory service. So, like, you either, when you turned
Yeah, it's
18, you had to serve in the military
like
or you had to serve
Israel.
in, like, their version of the Peace Corps. So,
Oh,
like,
okay.
go overseas and do...
mission work type
yeah,
things.
yeah,
you should.
which-
Well, yeah. I mean, Israel, we talked about 3 years in the IDF. You have to... And then you go to college.
I'll be all for it.
I would be for it. You don't know who you are at 18. You don't know what you want to be, usually.
Yeah. Let's bring back the draft. I say that
Or
at
not.
36 where it doesn't affect me anymore. Yeah. No, but
Would you have aged out? I don't know.
Oh, I have aged out.
People are younger and more fit these days. I'd be interested if a draft was reinstated, if the age would change, because there's an argument, besides the fact that Steve just said 40 hurts.
Yeah.
I would imagine there are people who would want to be drafted who are outside the age limit.
Well, I mean, like, if it came to that, like, I would want to do my bit. But at the same time, at 36, 35, like, if you wanted to be an officer, right? 35, you have to, I think it's either get your commission or be in the process of getting your commission by the time you turn 35. So, like, 35 is the cutoff. Like, 32 or 30-something is the cutoff for, or is it 20? Somewhere is the cutoff for selective service. And then, so, yeah, it's a graduated
It's
thing.
interesting. I know that you're like more physically fit, like
Mentally,
in your
too.
20s, but
Later. You're
later,
mentally fit
that's
now.
what I'm saying. You're more mentally fit, in my opinion, the older you get, and you have a better handle of how to manage stress. Excuse me, I talk for a living. When you're older, so I would make the argument that I don't know. Think about sending like an 18-year-old into the military. That is, in my opinion, too young. Sorry, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, but.
Well, there are benefits
Just like
to it.
just like it's too early to go to college. I
But it's
don't think
not-
you should go to college. I don't think you should. Maybe like you could go into the reserves, but not active service.
It's not too early, though,
Those are some
to go to Sonoma.
formative years.
Although it seems like the season has gotten to this
flown
point
by.
too soon. Yeah.
Holy
So,
shit!
Sonoma. We're heading
I'll be
to Sonoma.
there. I'm not working.
Oh,
I'm drinking wine out there.
Lucky.
I
Going to the
actually-
track?
Yeah, on Sunday I will. I have not been to Sonoma since 2014.
Well, it has changed. They're running the carousel for
They
the first
are.
time since 1997.
I'm very excited.
So I'm working on a video to show the last race they ran the carousel for .com, so you should see that
Are
shortly.
the lap times longer then? Yes.
I believe so,
I
because you
wonder
got
how much.
to
I wonder how much longer
come
they are.
down, go back up the drag strip.
It's a short little race.
I love it though.
Yeah,
it's a great race. It's fun.
You get the big like goblet of wine in Victory Lane.
Some really cool artsy shots.
Yeah, there's the Ferris wheel. It's a good one.
You gotta enjoy yourself out there.
I'm gonna enjoy myself.
I hate that I'm not gonna be out there. That's one of my favorite.
I think I'm gonna go into the city on Friday though. Maybe do the
University.
Yeah, the Modern Museum of Art, perhaps.
Head over to Haight-Ashbury.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, seriously, do. There's some cool.
I've been out there. It's great.
I forgot what the name of the brewery is, but like all of the beers were like named after Grateful Dead songs, and
I'll have to look it up.
Last time Strickard and I were out there.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're a couple. We are. We're happy together in our life. We went and ate down by the wharf, or the pier, or whatever, and it was just too touristy. And got over to Haight-Ashbury, and we stopped to get a beer in this place. And I was like, the food was coming out over the wall, and we're like, oh, we totally should have eaten here.
Okay.
So.
All I know is you would probably be at track for the Xfinity race. But the farmer's market at the Ferry Building is one of the best farmer's markets I've ever been to. It's so good. But I don't know if I think it's in season, but it's usually on Saturday, I think. So
Taking a Giants game?
Not.
No? Okay.
I actually have never been to, outside of the race, I have never been to a Northern California sporting event. And there's so many teams out there, and I have never been to a sporting event outside of NASCAR in that part of the country.
I've been to a Giants game. That's it though.
Okay.
But I would recommend taking.
There's just so much to do.
I know, it's such a great town.
It's great.
Yeah. But it's also time that we do this thing. Yeah.
Ryan, I hope, is back next week.
Should be back next week.
Unless he gets sent back to Russia.
This is true. He could go to Russia.
I don't want to start this
What?
rumor. What if he's now a Russian spy?
That's how rumors get started.
That's how he gets followed by the FBI. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Kim just did it. If anything happens...
Or maybe he is a U.S. spy, and that's why he was in Russia.
He's hiding in plain sight.
Nice pun. This excuse to go see the air race is just a cover.
He talked about it on this podcast before. The best way to be like an agent or whatever is to be like...
A semi-celebrity?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because you get to go to places...
That's true. You get access that nobody else has.
He's been leaving us clues this entire time that he is a super agent for some country. We don't know which one.
Maybe he hides like notes in his hair. His hair is so thick and long, like a carrier pigeon.
He's got a dead drop in his hair.
Like a carrier pigeon has like a little thing. He's got it like in his locks. When do you ever see people pat down people's hair?
No. Yeah. I was just thinking of like a TSA agent like running their fingers through your hair. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Don't hide notes in your hair.
Chuck's going to run his hands through Ryan's hair next week to see if he's carrying any messages.
Where are your Russian messages, Ryan? Where are your messages? Let us know. Find out next week.
How do you say goodbye in Russian?
Do svidaniya, bitches.
Really?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Rate and review on iTunes. Like us on Facebook. Go to YouTube.
Don't leave mean comments.